World, good morning. It's still balls hot. I'm gonna drink a hot coffee. Wow, I just realized they put this rubber here. It does nothing. It's blazing hot. I can see why this cup was on sale. It's not very useful. That's okay. Oh, you know what? This would be a really good winter coffee cup, you know? If you're in places where you get snow and it's wicked cold. Yeah, warm up your little mitts. Maybe you gotta take the dog for a walk. Ooh, cheers. Okay. Too hot for life. Well, you know what? I do. I have a song in my heart. Oh, I might have to put a fan around my neck. Oh, I've got this little guy. Oh, turning off the AC. Okay, that's outrageous. We can't live like that. Okay, I'll just suffer for a little bit. I woke up with a song in my heart. Today's Thursday. It's ruled by Jupiter. It's expansive today. So, it's going to amplify whatever's in your heart. So if you can, I highly recommend getting right with yourself so that you can expand on this energy. Go give a cat a kiss. I just gave Bonita, aka Chicken Baby, that's my cat, in case anyone's wondering. I just gave her like 10,000 kisses. I found a spot on her belly. Why do cats smell so good? Riddle me this, riddle me that. Why do they smell so good? There's a funny meme where someone was talking about how, like, they have tuna breath. I don't know. There was, like, a funny where it's, like, they do eat funny things, but yet they do smell like perfection. It's true. I love dogs, but, like, there is a doggy smell. I don't love it. I don't love it. But God bless them, I do love dogs. Nothing beats a good dog. Nothing beats a good cat. All right. I don't know. I'm trying to sense. I feel like I'm trying to, because sometimes we get rolling on themes in readings, so I try to like ping out into others in the crowd to be like, what messages? It is really interesting though. Again, the micro and the macro, how they're always reflected. I'll get like one singular story or like, what feels like it could only be for one person. And then I'll see in the comments that all of you you're like, oh my God, that totally tracks, because I never know how it's gonna land. So I find it remarkable that, again, we're so individualistic. We think it can only happen to me, where I'm living this scenario out. And there's something kind of beautiful in knowing that there's someone on the other side of the planet, or maybe even close to you on the planet, that's having almost mirrored experiences, but in very detailed ways, when I do my detailed readings where I'm like, well, this is weird, it's just probably gonna be for one or two of you, and then someone will hop into the comments and then explain how, and I'm just like, whoa. But there's always more than one of you. Okay, let's have a sip. I need this coffee because the headache, but it's so hot. Okay, here we go. Calling the grandmamas, get in here. Okay. Oh, hey. Mountie Horse. Bong was a passion. Ooh, who's got a song in their heart? Who's got their bongos of passion out? Okay. God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha, Archangels, all ascended masters, all of my benevolent ancestors, anyone that you work and pray with, so long as it isn't Debbie, Devil. Not devil. Oh man, you got my my dyslexia all messed up there. Debbie Devil. Okay. These two. Someone is really contemplative. I love these two cards. I always find it so interesting how each deck and each artist can really capture a feeling. Well, I don't know. Do we have some introverts? I think we do. Okay, well, your card is coming out as 2. Your main energy. I'm going to keep it like that. You're looking out, though. You're looking to the horizon. You're looking future forward. But here, her eyes are actually closed. So she's looking through a feeling. Yeah, I feel like someone's really peaceful, though. Like, this is my favorite Hermit card. I love this. Okay. But the Three of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. Even if it's not actual seeds, but just the hope. You've planted seeds of hope. And it's not about believing anymore, you know. Okay. No, please. I don't mind catching a couple here and there, but really just give me one. Oh, you know why? It's because it's so humid right now. Ooh, we're back to this Chariot energy. Okay, so I love this though, because in was it yesterday's reading? Yeah, there was like, oh yeah, and the really beautiful reading, but oh, there was this tension and electricity and like humming and speed, like it was really action-packed. I like though that someone's in control. Again, there's poise. And it's not even trying to be stoic. Like, this doesn't feel stoic to me. This is like really easy breezy. Everyone has their freedom toes out. Okay. So where are you off to? Temperance. Well, going back to what I always say about this Three of Wands, it's the only Three of Wands where I've really seen going out to meet in the middle, you know? Like co-creating with the universe, divinity, whatever it is that you subscribe to. And there's looking, but like she's just, this to me is more appreciation and being like, I know it's out there. Appreciating, but then being like, I'm going out there. I'm trying to find words to describe this feeling. It's not just peaceful, and it's not just I have to sit with it, but I do feel like there is a bit of divine guidance here. Perhaps you were recently in some anxiety or something was giving you a bit of the nerves. And so you just kind of broke it down into a simple feeling. Yeah, when in doubt, deduce. Everything in my life, and as like a Gemini with Virgo rising, I can really get beautiful mind on it. You know what I mean? Like papers up on the wall, connecting dots. No. Everything can be deduced to its simplest form. And when you do that, it frees you up because you get to the meat and potatoes and it just like one file. You know when you have a messy desktop or whatever, like your computer, and you take all your random stuff and you're like, okay, we gotta delete. But then you just have one folder. See, this is my Virgo rising talking. I like it neat and tidy. Yeah, deduce it, keep it simple. Okay, so what is going underneath your Hermit to the Three of Wands? Oh boy, the cards are sticky, so then it makes it hard to pick. 3 cards. Well, which one do I pick? I guess we'll do this. Oh, so the Ten of Swords. And out of all the Ten of Swords, again, we don't see the damage. What we see is the healing. We see the hope. Like, if you didn't really know tarot, look, it's almost the same pose. Yeah, if you didn't know tarot and you had to look at this and you didn't know what the Ten of Swords represented, you'd be like, huh, you know, it's not like the owl deck where you see like the owl pinned down, 10 swords, blood. He's got a look of determination. Okay. Judgment. Oh, I knew there was some anxiety. It's interesting though. It's like peaceful. And like there's all these other cards that are like really like big or heavy, and then it's like after the fact there's some anxiety. Okay, hold on, let's get the last 3 cards. This is really interesting. Oh, I can tell you right now though, you know, sometimes if you sleep in a ponytail or a braid and then you pull it out the next morning and it just hurts, all the nerve endings, that would give me anxiety too. I'm just saying, maybe some of you just like before bed, just let your hair down. It's gonna hurt if you just, yeah, keep it in your little ponytail. Okay, hold on, you gotta move this over here for a sec. Okay, just keep that fan, okay. So what's going underneath? The Hermit to the Ten of Swords. No, 1 card. Hermit to the Ten of Swords. The Tower. Well, whoever you are, you're very hardy. Like, in some ways, the Ten of Swords, Judgment, 9 of Swords, I don't know, actually, yeah, like, and there's something that I can feel in all of you, but oh, going back to like what I was saying about deducing, I think when people think of deducing, it's like simplifying. And yes, on one hand, because this is about, now it's being shown about your personality. There's these ways of you being in stillness and quiet and watchfulness and being present. And it might look really simple, or like, I don't know, there seems to be like an oversimplification of you, but yet below the scenes is like depth. I think you've been really working hard. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of like social anxiety. I find that introverts tend to have a lot of this. I don't know. And most of my friends, they all either are neurodivergent and have ADHD, and most of my pals tend to be introverted. So I think there's something here about I don't know. I don't know if people see you. Or like where you are. Oh yeah, because where you are you away from home? Like, do you live in a place that's not where you're from? Like, that is for most of us. But I don't know. I feel like there's something about people just kind of like deducing you to its simplest form. And like, yes, deducing is great in a lot of other ways, but not when it comes to people. Okay, so the Chariot to Judgment. Oh boy, the 10 of Wands. Okay, and Temperance to the Nine of Swords. Oh, I'm just gonna say, I feel a migraine coming on, and I always feel like I can tell by my eyes when a big old headache's coming on. Do you guys have a headache right now? Is this why you're holding your face and you've been up all night with like a headache? Or were you up all night crying and now you have a big fat headache? Oh my god, that's how I ended up. Okay, hold on, let's get the last card, then I'll tell a quick story. Oh yeah, because this could be around grieving. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles. This is my favorite. Look at this little beauty queen. I love. It's very Eastern European to me. Again, this always speaks to my Ukrainian roots. Okay, so when Grandmama passed away, I was living in New York. And it was, you know how they say things come in threes? Things came in threes. So it was, how did it go? Grandmama passed away. Then I had a stroke-like event. And then I got hit by the cab, all within a week. But I bring this up because I have the type of migraine, so I saw the neurologist. It turned out to be what they thought was a specific type of migraine. But the thing is that I had been crying so hard over Grandmama. And I told that to the neurologist. I said, like, listen, I do have a history of migraines. I do have a history of, like, neck, back problems. But I said, like, but the biggest thing, though, is I'm like, you should know, is that, like, I've just been, like, you know, like moose running through the forest crying, you know? Like, again, the headache. Okay. Interesting. Okay. It's weird. When I say interesting, it's because it's like I can feel you're a bit of an interesting juxtaposition. You're really open, but yet below the surface, there's so much depth. There's so much more behind the scenes. Okay, so let's talk about this. The Hermit to the Three of Wands. Very contemplative, very peaceful. Oh. Are you thinking about family? There's something here about home. Do you miss your family at home? Yeah, I don't know if someone feels the most connected to where they are. Like, I think you do on one hand, but there's something here about an emphasis on home. Now I'm thinking of a song that Grandmama would sing about going home. I think it might be like a maritime song. I looked it up once years ago to see if I could find a copy of it because my mom sang it, my grandma sang it, and I found a rendition of it. It kind of changes in certain parts of the province. Anyway, okay. So this is really weird and specific, guys. I don't know what's going on. I never do. Okay. So, the Chariot. Are you gonna go home? Oh, hold on. Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit more. It does feel like you're going home, because there's roots here, and we just had the family card. I feel like you're going towards wherever your family, your roots are, and it can be chosen family. It doesn't have to be blood. Not all of us are close with our families. The Five of Swords. Why are you in the Five of Swords about it? What's that about? Page of Pentacles. Spirit, I'm feeling really daft right now. Maybe it's the headache. And it's weird, it just came on. I was feeling incredible. And it's like as soon as I sat down here, this pressure just took over my eyeballs. The Nine of Wands to the High Priestess. Well, again, going back to the High Priestess, like, we have a lot of very alone. Now, I don't identify as being alone as a bad thing. It's different than being lonely. But yeah, going back to this energy of private, I feel like... But we do see the Ten of Swords to the Tower. Yeah, there's some cards here that, okay. Okay, hold on. Does someone feel like there's pressure to go home? I'm trying to think about this headache that just came on. Well, yeah, because he's holding his head. Yeah, literally. And do you normally go home because you love it? There's something here about an opportunity that I think that you want to explore. Okay, what's this opportunity? Because I feel like home is everything, and I think you think about home a lot in your family. The Four of Pentacles. I am so confused right now. Okay. We're putting these cards back in. Spirit team, sometimes I have to tell them. I have to be like, listen, I'm sorry, I feel very daft right now. What am I missing? Let's go back to the Chariot. Who or what? Is this your energy? Is this something coming towards you? Let's talk about it again. We saw those other cards. The Five of Pentacles. Oh, do you feel like you can't go home? Or like, or someone can't, you can't go towards someone? Okay, what is this? This is like the first time I'm like, what? Okay, well, she's receiving. And we saw the Five of Swords. Okay, so there's a lot here going on with the head. Yeah, it would explain it. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like there's so much pressure behind my eyes right now. I feel like I need to, like, hold them open. Okay. Oh, but remember, her eyes were closed. She was feeling out. And here, too, her eyes are closed. Yeah, does someone here have migraines? Or, like, do you have some type of illness right now that's keeping you, like, are you resting? Like, did you have to take time off work? But, I'm so confused. I'm very rarely, this is, like, really, like, oh my god, we're 23 minutes in and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Okay, Spirit team, help me out. Seven of Wands. Okay, I have to keep moving because I'm not making the connection. Maybe you're not making, oh, because we talked about, remember, like, beautiful minds, way too much. Way too much, and having to simplify, deduce things. So is that part of the problem, is that it's like a beautiful mind, there's too much going on, and it's keeping you. But how does that go with the Chariot? Okay, this is a weird one. This is really weird. But yet your energy doesn't feel weird to me. But the cards are being weird. Yeah? Okay. Temperance. Death. Okay, is there a death? Has there been a death in the family? And there's like a family dynamic. I don't know what's going back home for you. Like, when I say home, I mean where you grew up. if that's still applicable. Like, I grew up in the Northwest Territories and I have not been back in like a gazillion years. So like that, you know, but like wherever family and home feels like to you. Oh yeah, because we see the angel of death. Temperance to death. Tell me. Okay, I feel like someone passed away in the family. This could even be a pet, because I was thinking of my girl Blackie this morning. And I was even going to start the reading by saying, like, there's some days that, like, to be honest, I don't think of my cat. And then there's some days where I just, like, you know, and it's the same with people that have passed, right? Like, we think some days it's fine, some days it's not. Okay. So the Ten of Swords. I see you really taking your time. I see you probably as someone who goes for like long walks in nature, walks in the city, but yeah, like there's something here about, like, other than the family cards, you are all alone. Tell me more about the Ten of Swords to the Magician. Oh, there you are at work. Like, this is the thing. I feel like you have this front-facing persona of who you are. I think you're probably a very kind, generous, warm. Like, there's something very warm and inviting about you. I sense sweetness and kindness, but like I said, I can feel the depth, and I think people's inability to see. And I think that you live in a place where you don't have close enough people that you would feel comfortable sharing some of these more personal things. Also, as soon as I saw this big old yakety yak here, big boy yak, the hooves, and I don't know, and with Hermit, there's a lot of earth signs here. So you could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. You don't have to be. But I've said this before, but my earth signs, there is a reservation. Hold on, I'm feeling in here. All I can feel is this like crazy tension in what feels like your neck and your head. Oh, and going back to the earth signs too, of like, I don't think you hide behind your work. I think you do love working, because the earth signs do. They love practicality. But it is interesting here. I feel like you have been working on something slightly different than what I think you normally do. And so you see that there's preparation here. She's prepared things for ritual. Oh, is this part of, letting go? You're doing something really ritualistic for yourself. I don't know if you normally have done this. Okay, let's talk about judgment. You're letting go, I think, of depression. Also, what did I say about the earth signs? This guy, Capricorn, yeah, sexy tummy business. But look, we had that Five of Swords, and again, there's something here connected to family. It could just be a loss in the family. Okay, I just want to clarify. What's up with the family? Is there an actual passing of someone in the family? Yes. This could be a grandmama. Yeah, because we started the story where I talked about the passing of my grandmama. My grandmama passed away in April. Yeah, but you're connected. Yeah, so someone... And sometimes in our family, like, to be honest, I know I have a lot of new people here, but, like, the only person at this point that I feel the most connected to in my family is my grandma. Like, when I claim my ancestry, when I say, like, this is the family, like, this is who I come from, I speak only of my grandmother. I don't speak to anyone else. I wonder if you have some fears around letting go of sorrow. I think this is a common thing that can happen in our grief, is when there's blips of beautiful things and we feel like it's a disloyalty. That if we participate in an emotion other than grieving, because it seems like grief is the way, it's the homage to the thing that we love. And so if we're not grieving, then somehow we've turned our back to them. And that's what you want to let go. You realize that you can celebrate and venerate and remember and take people, like whether, to be honest, in my whole life, even though I haven't had a lot of people that I was close to that passed away, I've known a lot of people to pass away. And even with pets, but like, I've always felt closer to people when they die, because then I'm just like, oh, it's just spirit to spirit, like, let's go. Okay. So what are you anxious about? Well, we see the Two of Cups here. Is there like a side story coming up? Oh my God. Have you been grieving? But then, while you're grieving, a big fat crush comes in? Uh-oh. Eight of Swords. It's weird. There's like a letting go, but yet, after all of this ritual, we get back to the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Now, what's great though, great news, and I don't want to say this in a condescending way, but this is self-imposed. These fears aren't realized. These are just the what ifs. The Eight of Swords is like being stuck and trapped even though you're not. Okay, but what are you in the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords about? I know you're really private. And the Hanged Man. Well, we had the Judgment. Okay, so you're like having to make big decisions and think about something differently. Yeah. Okay, wait one sec. For a handful of you, the passing of this family member or whoever passed away that you were close with, it may have been a suicide. And that's what you're struggling with. That makes more sense. And that would also explain why there's a lot of stuff around the family. Okay, that makes more sense. So this can really be any family member, but there is something here about the way the person passed. Even if it was like in Canada, we do have assisted suicide, like maids, for people with long-term illnesses. I had a friend who chose that way. Okay, I see. I see. Yes, now that information, it's landed, it's settled, and it's right here where your solar is. Well, the thing about suicide, and especially within families, but there is a domino effect. My grandfather, the one who was married to my grandmama, he committed suicide. And it distressed me only because of my own history with depression and, in the past, suicidal ideation. Because I know the statistics of, like, once a suicide happens within a family, it makes it that much easier for people to follow suit. And it gave me a lot of anxiety, to be honest. So there might be something here around, you might have a history, and it doesn't need to be crazy, but there does seem to be a referencing of definitely the anxiety and depression. Okay, so let's talk about this tower. Okay, well, that would explain why at the beginning of the reading I was like, I don't understand, because there's a lot of energies. And suicide does it. It brings out a lot of different emotions in people. There is usually a lot of anger, not understanding, blaming of oneself. Yes. And depending on what your views and feelings are around it or how it's impacted you against other people, yeah, it can really divide families for sure. Okay. Okay, so the tower. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's like a side story here. There's all of this, but then comes this. And it really is like out of the blue. And we see you are in the blue. Like, most of your cards have this really strong, like, you have a lot of the sun peeking out, but there's a lot of this blue-green really in the heart, really in the depths. Okay, but the Two of Cups does not have to be a lover. This could literally even just be the ancestor, the person communicating with you, or you feeling like you're getting some type of communication that gives you peace. So let's find out. Who is this Two of Cups, please? Oh, this little beauty queen. I don't know. That doesn't seem like grandmama to me. This seems like a total beauty queen here. Someone might have great hair. Someone here might like to wear sundresses. Ah. Oh, come here. Oops, dropped you on the floor. Sorry about that, madame. Oh, okay. Going back to loyalty. People think cats aren't loyal. Cats are wicked fucking loyal. I don't know. I think you have like a big kitty coming towards you. Could be female, male, person, doesn't matter. But they have the energy of a lion. But the heart of a lamb. Yeah, I think you need that. And I feel like this person will help you to, like, look, these look like blankies. That's duvets and pillows. Again, going back to the sundress. I don't know, there's something here definitely about, like, putting down burdens. I love that they're at the beach. Oh, see? The hope. Knowing that something beautiful exists out there. See how we see the 3 wands? But then in this 10 of wands, but what we see though is the 3. So like, yeah, like a true companion. Someone to walk by your side. Someone who can like help ease the burdens. They're not doing all of the work, but they're walking beside you. I love this. This is so 90s. I really do miss the grunge area. Grunge era of like baby doll dresses and like Doc Martens and like boots. Love this. Okay, so let's talk about this 10. Oh boy, this flipped over so fast. It's the world to the Ace of Cups. Oh man, like hard times are officially over. I kind of want to cry. I felt it. Yeah, like the heaviness and like my migraine has lifted. So I think someone has been crying and crying and crying and crying and really going through it alone. And maybe not because like people aren't around you, it's just like you're not your people. And you're private. You're open but private. I relate to that. Yeah, there's love here. Okay, well tell me about this whole, they're flipping out so hard now. Okay, so this Knight of Pentacles, look what just flipped out so hard. We have the Queen of Wands. This is, okay, guys, I know. I was just talking about Blackie, but literally, I've never seen an illustration of a cat that looked more like my girl Blackie. Oh, God, I really miss her today. It's weird, this person, like your energy, it's really easy, but like, just like this embroidery, there's like really beautiful detail. Like the horse is beautiful, but I love that he's just like easy breezy. You know, he's rolled up his pants, he's got on his freedom toes. This is someone else who knows how to walk alone. And I feel like you finally find like your match. And it does. It really, like we were talking about those bongos of passion. And I don't know if you have felt some good passion like this. Because it's also about like, it really is like, it is a, not just a mental compatibility, but there is here something about like really being of like mind. Okay. God, this is like, I can't believe 44 minutes have already passed. The reading's pretty much over an hour, just getting to, oh, come on. You're dropping all the cards, driving me nuts. Okay, hold on, we'll have to get Snoopy and Scoopy. Okay. Well, Spirit Team, so how is this gonna go down? Okay, so let's learn them a bit more. Okay, I want one card for you, collective. Show me who you are. Can be a new card, same card, and then we're gonna get your person. Whoa, this one, this one. See, Grandma, no, we're just one card, one card. We're at the end of the reading, we don't have time for this. Has to be one card. One card for you, one card for this person. Okay, so you are the Ten of Cups. You're very family oriented. Culturally, you might come from a culture that really is all about the family. It's really important to you. Okay, so let's talk about this person. That looks pretty smoochy. Oh my god, no. Why are all these cards? Like, please, this reading is so interesting. But kind of like... Oh, it's because you both have like a lot of depth. Like, yeah, like you can't just pin yourself down to one card. Okay, that I can appreciate. But as a reader, okay. So I did see this come up before, and the Ace of Cups. I think this person is going to remind you of home, of your family. You guys actually may come from the same place. Like, that could be a state, a province, a country. But there's something here, it feels a bit more like, actually, like, yeah, you both could be Canadians, but no, it feels more like right down to something specific. You share something. Yeah, I always feel like this is the grandmamas, like our ancestors. But because I see what presents to be like ladies, yeah, it makes me think of the grandmamas. Okay. Well, you're both showing up as cups. You're the Ten of Cups or the Three of Cups. Okay, so how do you see this person? Uh-oh. This is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, well, they're juggling a lot. This is the one, though, that always looks like her bum is at the front, so I call this one ass backwards. Okay, so do you see them as a little bit ass backwards? But also, like, they have a lot on their plate. Oh, yeah, because they walk along, too. Okay. The Seven of Cups. Yeah. Do you have a feeling about them? Like, I feel like you think they can't make up their mind. Oh, again, they feel like family. We saw the Ten of Cups, and so I ask about a feeling. What did I just say? They feel like family. The Tree of Life. The constellations. Like, there's something here about... Okay, so what is the Two of Pentacles over the Seven of Cups? Like, that's weird to see, like, how you view them. Or is it just because you don't see them? Oh. Oh, the Tower. I don't think you see them coming. But when they cross your path, though, you're going to recognize it because it feels like family. Okay, so how does this person, or how will this person see you? Wow, the Wheel of Fortune. I once knew a person, and he was dating this person. He had a sweetheart. And so I asked him, I said, like, what do you love about this person? And he said, I just feel so lucky. That to me is such a great marker. If you can't really describe all the things, but there is a sense of like appreciation, because when you feel lucky, that's coming from a place of gratitude and appreciation. Holy. Well, there's something here about communicating. Someone has to decide on communicating. The energy of this reading is very interesting. Back to Judgment. So there's decisions here. What are the decisions around? Walking away. Is it from a location? I feel like there's someone in a location that is just not serving. Okay. Okay, so we have Side Braid God here. This is who I call Side Braid God, because it's the Hierophant. So this is when I feel like Spirit is being a real chucklehead. So like, because remember, you can't, maybe you do see, I don't know, there's something here about someone not seeing, but I don't know. I feel like well, one of you, I don't know, one of you I feel like is like quietly watching or looking into someone, like the person. And there's an offer of sweetness. Now, this to me is the perfect Six of Cups card. And also because this looks like my son when he was really little. But describing that feeling of sweetness, of like love, and it can be for anything. It can be a pet, a family member, whatever. But it's unconditional. And it's so tender. Your best friend. I think this person is gonna, because like, look, this person has their wolf too. I feel like the two of you are like our best pals. Yeah, there's like a weird, heavy, sticky energy. I don't know. Okay. One last message. Grandmama. The Empress. See, there's an orbiting here. And her eyes are closed, but there's like an orbit. Someone might be just slightly out of orbit. They're in your orbit, but they're in the part of the orbiting where they're a little bit far away. But it does seem as though, because it's indicated by this trail, that at some point the two of you, yes? Well, we see a lot of family cards here. Like, yeah, this guy. Oh, yeah. Whoever this person is to you, look at all of this yellow. Look at this sunny sundress. And this is like a giant sunflower. One day I hope I have a big field of sunflowers. Like, if I had a whole acre of sunflowers, oh man. But yeah, this is that feeling. See, we always forget in grief sometimes, but like this feeling, this is excitement, this is life, this is vitality. And look at all that life now. You wanna shoot your shot. You wanna take aim at life and be like, yeah. Especially when you realize that there are people like you, that there's someone who's like a perfect fit. Very cute. Okay, this reading, and also I felt like time, I can't believe an hour has passed. I feel like I just sat down. Okay, well, I hope this finds whoever it was. This is, yeah, with readings like this, I don't know. I never know how they're gonna land. Okay, well, stay blessed, stay golden.